Parag, have to ask you a question on the broader range in which you see markets could move or will move for next 6 months.
I think it's an astrological question, so I think you should be asking an astrologer, because nobody knows how the market is going to move, because there are so many variables in the market, and those people who try to attempt, they think they are just shooting in the dark, and if they go right, they say, see, I told you so. And if they go wrong, well, public memory is too short for anybody to remember. So I would not really guess where it is going to go.
But Parag, you cannot have a mid-cap market which will outperform if the broader market is not going anywhere. When I say broader market, the Nifty 50 and the Sensex 30. So it is important for us to even, okay, not keep both the eyes on that, but at least keep one eye on the Nifty 50 and Sensex 30.
Here also I have a different view. Nifty is made up of 50 stocks. Sensex is made up of 30 stocks. And how does those companies get into the index? By becoming very big, not by becoming very good and profitable. Now, if I have got more than 6,000 stocks listed in the market, then you think, is it the right anchor for us to use? And I tell you, we have not been using that, and I think we are fairly successful, because if I buy this thing, most of our portfolios, they are outside all these things, and we have performed fantastic. Why should I be looking at? And what is investing? Investing is buying a value which is available at a reasonable price. And it has nothing to do whether Nifty is going or where the Sensex is going.
Do you own anything from the Nifty 50 basket in your portfolio management service?
Yeah, I think we would be owning HDFC Bank, which is also the thing, and maybe a couple of others. That's all, But anyway, we don't make a decision based on whether it is in the index or not. If we like a good value, an Axis Bank could be there.
But do you think HDFC has enough value? It is a price to book of 4, one of the most expensive PSU bank in the world.
Correct. So now today, I didn't buy it today. I'm happy it is becoming so much. So I don't say it's a value today, but since I'm holding on, and if in the banking sector I like, that's one of the best banks. So the thing we are holding on. If it becomes more and more expensive, we may exit. Axis Bank is definitely a good value.
You don't like real estate, you don't like power, and to a large extent infrastructure. Now these are 3 of the hottest themes right now, which everybody is trying to own, or corporates are trying to raise money via these companies or these themes.
The biggest mistake from behavioral terms we can make in the market is chasing fancies. And when you chase a fancy, you always end up paying a fancy price. And that, when the fancy ends, you start having fancy losses. So I would never because what is investing? You buy something which nobody else is buying. What's the point of buying all these fancies? And coming to real estate, you think, which balance sheet of any real estate company gives me the right picture of the real estate? The value of the land bank, how do I judge that? You think, if I'm managing money for my clients, I'm responsible to them for making a right decision. Now today we all know that cash changes hands in real estate deals. Now if that is a fact within our country, then how can I know the true worth of a balance sheet of any real estate company?
Right. Parag, but the macro for real estate is very supportive. A demand for low-cost housing, demand which will come from middle class. India as an economy is moving up, so obviously the housing demand is also here to stay.
I agree with you. See, these are all arguments to buy a stock. Now, real estate is a fantastic form of investment, but then buying a real estate company which is a fancy in the market and quoting at a fancy price is very different thing. Now, power, yes, India is going to be deficit in power and everything, but for a power company, you require huge capital involvement. And you think any power company will be able to charge any price? Does it have a pricing power? If it does not have a pricing power, for me as a businessman, for me it's not a good company. So there are certain things good, but no, if I am buying a business, is it the right business for me? A business which does not have a pricing power. Real estate, a business which is not transparent, it's very opaque. How do I do that?
What about infrastructure? I'm curious to understand.
Same thing. Again, it's loads of capital. You have having loads of capital invested, future in infrastructure, but well, would those profits really percolate down to me as an investor? Yes, it would be there. I don't say that they all would make losses, but well, it does not excite me as some other businesses which I talked about.
But Now, if I really go by your investment, thesis and philosophy, Parag, FMCG perhaps is the only large space where companies have pricing power, they have advantage of brand, but FMCG stocks are expensive. HUL in last 10 days actually has not gone anywhere.
Yes, I agree with you. Just because FMCG is a sector, historically they have always been quoted at high P's, and even I agree with you that at this rate, FMCG stocks are really expensive.
Last time when we interacted on this forum, you had a preference towards pharma stocks, especially MNC pharma. Do you still like them?
Yeah, I do like them because I see a good future, especially not for the parents, but those siblings who are over here in the Indian market. There is a great potential. And last time when we talked, that time I talked about Wyatt, Avantis and all, and you see how they have been performing.
You still like them?
Yeah, sure. Because there are no other opportunities. Definitely they are also becoming expensive, but I would rather be with them because I like the business models.
So what to your mind is the ideal PE band for a MNC pharma company?
See, there's nothing like a P band, because sometimes you find that this is a 2P stock and it's available cheap. No, they're saying maybe that 2P stock is quoting at 2P because in 2 years it may be closing down. Because you got to see a whole lot of other variables like the business model, and the most important thing is the management, the thing. Most of the, because everything starts, because when I'm buying a stock, I'm partnering with that management. And if that management is good, then I want him as a good partner. If the company has a good business model and a sustainable, business model with a good moat around it, and then it's available at a less P, then the P has some meaning.
All right, Parag, stay with us. A break, our final break on Markets Mantra. When we come back, it's cues for next week. Parag, the initial IT numbers have been strong. Infosys, good solid guidance. TCS again, the commentary has been encouraging. How do you see Q3 scorecard moving?
It's difficult to judge, and I would believe that they would be good, but we got to understand that quarter to quarter everything is going on so good. There could be a quarter which is little less, but the market may punish such bad performance, but I would say that I would take it in the stride because everything is always not going to go one way up. So my guess would be as good as yours as long as we have to forecast about the next quarterly.
What would be the ideal cash level you would like to maintain for this year? Because you've maintained cash and high cash levels in the past, 1999, 2000, 2007 also.
Well, Jassam, also we are sitting on cash because we are not really finding good values in the markets, and if you are sitting on cash, definitely opportunities always come in the markets. Even tomorrow if the market goes up by another 2,000 points, if you are sitting on cash, values do emerge because people do quite a lot of stupid things, and that's where the values emerge.
Right. One space where there seems to be some amount of value argument, that's the telecom space. Okay, business environment is challenging for telecom companies, but that is a core DNA for anyone who's an Indian. You cannot ignore telecom as a business.
I think you got a good point over there. Definitely, now I've been so used to my mobile phone. It's one of the best things which has happened. But then, if my mobile phone rates are every day going down, and I won't invest into a telecom company because there's so much of competition, and pricing power is not there with those companies, and technologies are changing. It requires huge amounts of capital to be upgrading themselves. So, well, I would love a telecom company for its services to me, but I would not be an investor.